Welcome in to Lakewood High School. Grant Graves, Mike Harper, Luke Burke, a new cameraman behind the camera for us tonight. Hope you're watching somewhere warm. Hope you're watching somewhere safe, as it is a heck of a night out there on the roads of Northeast Ohio. And we got a heck of a matchup inside the Lakewood High School gym. We have Holy Name coming into town. They got here safely.
Yes.
So we have basketball today, and we have the Lakewood Rangers in purple and gold looking to keep their stranglehold on first place. Nice and tight. But, Mike, it was a great bounce back for the girls against against Normandy on Saturday. It was senior day for our two seniors, Molly, that's Pilgrim, and Henriksen, and they had some big days, and the whole atmosphere in here was great. They really did a nice job in a commanding 52-30 lead.
Absolutely. I tell you what, man, they came out on fire, man. I love the way that they jumped on Normandy. And I tell you, they made a team in Normandy that wasn't that bad, and I really commend the way the Rangers played.
We talked about that a little bit during the broadcast, and it was just one of those things where Normandy kind of came out just a bit flat-footed, but not a ton.
No.
They didn't do anything to necessarily hurt themselves too much. It was more just Lakewood being super determined to come out and have a big day on senior day.
Well, they set the pace, too. They got, if it was a rebound or a steal, they just got out and they ran. Everybody had heads up looking forward, and it was a layup drill in the first quarter.
Certainly.
And then, if you jump out to an 18-4 lead, it's tough on that other team to come back.
Lakewood was out and running. They were looking really to impose their type of game that they wanted on Normandy, and they certainly did. And speaking of imposing, Lakewood looking to impose their revenge a little bit tonight. They lost to this Holy Name squad a couple Saturdays ago on the 15th in a game where they only scored 27 points, which is super abnormal for this purple and gold squad. So, Mike, I think talking with the team, talking with Coach Work, they got this one circled. And not that every game isn't a big game, but this is one that they want to come out and start fast and get some points on the board because they know they're much better than the last time they played this team.
The godfather of soul, James Brown, had a song called The Big Payback.
We'll try to get that one over the PA tonight, but first over the PA is going to be the national anthem and our starting lineups. As we were saying, we got a good one on hand tonight, Mike, and we saw a good game being played by the Rangers on senior day, and a lot of players were able to get in on the action there and have their impact on the game. What did you see from the Rangers on Saturday that you're hoping continues today and obviously through the end of the season and into that GLC tournament?
Well, I think when we talked about the last time these two teams hooked up Saturday before last, for Lakewood it felt like, a lid was on the rim. And I think that I want to make sure that I give Holy Name credit. I mean, if you hold a team to 27 points, you're doing something.
And in a critical moment, that was a lot in the fourth quarter where that scoring drought came from.
Absolutely. I mean, 1 point in the fourth quarter for the Rangers, and you have to think that, hey, that could have been a combination of the two, because I think Lakewood's a better shooting team. They're a better scoring team than what you saw at the end of the game. So, they bounced back well against Normandy, and I'm just hoping that some of that momentum can be kept.
Well, if all things go according to plan, this is going to be a good shooting matchup between Holy Name and Lakewood. Lakewood, obviously, with its record holder, Molly Hendrickson, who is averaging 10.9 points per game on the season and shooting above 30% from deep. And you go over to the Green Wave, who have Kiki Schmack, who's averaging 9.5 points per game and shooting 42% from behind the arc. You also have Mary Lewis shooting 30% from behind the arc. And if you look at Lakewood as well, Delaney Garcia's knocked down a few threes, and Sam Hudak's also had her fair share from behind the arc. So when it comes down to it, you could see two teams who are going to hoist it from deep. What do you think the game plan offensively will be? We saw them get on the break a little bit, get in the outlet a little bit against Normandy. I got to imagine that's the tempo they want to play.
Oh, absolutely. But I think, we've seen it all season long from Lakewood. I mean, if they're doing the things that they're supposed to do on the defensive end, that's going to lead to easy runouts. One of the interesting things about Holy Name and their lineup, though, it's all guard oriented, so It's going to be a little different look, from what we've seen, because every girl on that team can handle the ball, and that's a tough matchup when you're facing all guards.
And it proved to be a tough matchup for Lakewood in Parma Heights on Saturday the 15th, because that was a game in which we saw Delaney Garcia foul out, which is atypical for the sophomore, usually a very heady defender with a good basketball IQ. But when you're able to put her on the bench indefinitely for a game, that will open up a lot of the paint. It will open up some things for your offense. And when you have this type of guards that Holy Name has, it's imperative to defend without fouling and make them earn it, obviously, from the paint, and run them off that three-point line.
Absolutely. But, we talk about matchups, right? In an all-guard lineup, Delaney Garcia's got a guard.
Sure.
And then those are tough matchups. But, yeah, you're right. I mean, if you can get her on the bench early, because I think she's shown that she's a force to be reckoned with. We always talk about how she has that knack of being around the rebound and knows where it's coming off the rim. Great hands.
Yes.
That's a lot of production that you got on the bench there.
Absolutely. Well, this is always a fun matchup, even though it's a conference game, as we have Coach Julie Work and Kim Luthman, both BW teammates for a time.
Oh, yeah.
I believe they coached together
friends.
for a little bit. This is Kim Luthman's 16th year at the helm for Holy Name. She had her 200th win this season, which is a huge accomplishment.
Absolutely.
Coach Julie Work's second year with her Rangers in first place in the GLC East. I'm not sure it will take her long to see some milestones as well. Lakewood, Holy Name tipping off, and Sydney Hampton has it for the Rangers as we are off from the corner of Bunsen Franklin. Glad you're joining us, and hope you're somewhere safe and warm on this Monday night on the Lakewood Sports Channel, presented by First Federal of Lakewood. Hampton going to control this one out there for the Rangers. It's a familiar starting five. Hendrickson, Hudak, Hampton, Garcia, and Pilgrim out there for the Rangers as Hudak rolled to the rim on that one and threw it away, trying to find Garcia, but she was off balance by the touch line.
You already see there, Grant, that, with Holy Name's all-guard lineup, they're switching everything. And so now we're talking about a heavy pick-and-roll offense that Lakewood's running. That can be problematic, right?
And the roll was there all game on Saturday. I mean, I can't count how many layups they had off of that roller who set the pick there, because like you said, that is a staple of their offense. With Holy Name, that pass might not be there for the amount of time that you need to thread that needle.
Absolutely.
Nice back cut and pick on the perimeter, but the layup no good as number 10.
That was a great block by Sydney Hampton.
Mary Lewis had a chance to put it back, and Sydney Hampton blocked her at the rim, and Molly Hendrickson puts that one up and in, and we are off in the scoring column for the Rangers. Hendrickson with Lakewood's first 2 points.
100 press. Here we go. Man-to-man full court.
Certainly going to turn up the temperature on these Holy Name guards. Maria Springer, Mary Lewis, Kiki Schmack, Izzy Rodriguez, and Molly Hurst is the starting five for head coach Kim Luthman. Nice design play to start this game, Coach Harper. You could see that one developing, but it was really well run. The picks were set nicely and wide open. The Green Wave found themselves under their own basket.
See, there's that pressure I talked about the Rangers provide in the half court. It is tough to deal with. Oh, beautiful.
Nice pass and nice finish by the sophomore, Delaney Garcia. Quick 4 points for Lakewood, getting off and scoring early here, something that they were very focused on doing, and as they came up short in the scoring column against Holy Name last time in Parma Heights.
Oh, man. Scoreless last 7.5 minutes. That's a tough pill to swallow.
That's
a tough pill to swallow.
That's a coaching tool if I've ever heard one. When you go to the free throw line or you're working on your half-court sets. Pilgrim on the perimeter defending. This will be number 14, Izzy Rodriguez, working against Garcia. She gathers in the lane, that one off the backboard, and Hudak will push it the other way. Here comes Hendrickson. Hendrickson fakes it to Pilgrim, tried to go her own way. That one was cut off, and there's going to be a foul assessed to Molly Pilgrim. As nice job by Maria Springer to handle. Excuse me, they're going to call it on Springer, and that was a nice job by her to prevent the layup.
That was a crafty fake by Aye, but that one I think she should have given up. That was
sure. Just make the defender get into a different spot. Sure. Garcia finds her spot from the corner. That one no good. An uncharacteristic miss from the short corner for the sophomore. Yep. Kiki Schmack cut off, number 13. The junior out of St. Bartholomew. Driving the baseline there as we're going to get a foul call on number 14, Izzy Rodriguez. A good take from the corner. And we are going to get a pair of free throws. This will be Holy Name's first chance to get on the board from the free throw line tonight.
I think they called that foul on Garcia, too.
Garcia fouling out of the last contest between the Green Wave and the Rangers, hoping to finish this contest out. Like we said, uncharacteristic for her because I can't recall the last time I've seen her in foul trouble, let alone getting 5 of them.
No, but she's young too. You know, sophomores they they tend to pick up some fouls early on. But hey, learning lesson.
Second free throw up and good as Kiki Schmack, Izzy Rodriguez, will knock down the pair. 4-2 the Rangers lead here. As this game is at its infancy stage, just 2 minutes have gone by, 3 minutes have gone by. Pilgrim working on the perimeter. Kicks it out to Garcia, who's open. Garcia's jumper is up and good, and Delaney Garcia with a quick 4 points for the Rangers.
She can do it all. Inside, outside.
A nice job by the Rangers to find her. She was all the way a couple passes away on that weak side, but the Rangers doing a nice job keeping their head up. Their passing was impeccable against Normandy on Saturday.
So it's interesting. You would think Garcia, you understand when Garcia's playing a bigger post player, why they don't step out. Interesting why Holy Name didn't step out on her.
Sure. Absolutely. As Lakewood, another foul early on here, and that's a couple for Lakewood, which spells trouble for this lineup as Molly Hurst drew the foul and will go to the free throw line.
Well, we saw it a little earlier in the season when the Rangers play a team that has matching speed or a little bit better speed. It's a little tough for them.
Certainly, so. It looks to be that way, and I would say I'm impressed early on with the Green Wave's ability to cut off the ball, move off the ball, and some of the crispness and the speed of the passing that these guards can put on the lineup.
I think that's the key to basketball, knowing what to do without the ball.
Certainly, and you watch them, as much basketball as we watch, that definitely sets apart the teams who can score and the teams that have trouble.
Absolutely.
As Hudak will work the weave action with Hampton. Hudak found a crease. Hudak got to the rim. That scoop layup up and good, and that's becoming a Sam Hudak staple as that right-handed scoop.
Great drive there.
Had to take off a little bit early because Holy Name cut off the back line pretty well there, but no matter for Hudak as she got to softly kiss off the back iron. Underneath, Springer working against Hudak in the torture chamber. Springer spins, and she is fouled, and boy, Holy Name's quickness giving Lakewood all sorts of trouble on the offensive end.
Well, we know the Rangers are aggressive on defense, and so, I think Holy Name's goal is to use that against them a little bit.
First free throw for Springer up and good, and we saw that aggressiveness on display against Normandy, and boy, that was an excellent day in terms of turnover battle. Lakewood winning that one handily against the Invaders, but when it comes down to it, you got to make sure that you're doing it without fouling, and that can sometimes be a tall order, especially when you got to work with the quick guards of Holy Name. Garcia posting up here. She'll take it in. Henriksen from the corner open. No good. And Holy Name will pull down the rebound.
I like that they post Garcia up. It would be nice to see her a little deeper in the post, down on the block versus catching the ball up in the mid-post or on the elbow.
And it's not always about scoring when you're getting those post touches because you saw Garcia quickly pass out to a wide-open Henriksen. That's a formula that Coach Julie Work really likes.
Absolutely.
Into the post they go. Green Wave going to mimic the Rangers. That post move, no good. Nice turn over her left shoulder by number 20, Molly Hurst. But that one went over the cylinder as number 1, Emily Stibley, will check in for number 14, Izzy Rodriguez, giving Holy Name a little more size as Stibley.
Yep, Coach Luthman said that Stibley comes in off the bench leading them in rebounding.
4.8 rebounds per game for the senior out of St. Ambrose. Boy, do I love calling these games with these private schools. I think the middle schools on there, it sounds very professional. Lakewood, it's easy. Garfield,
well,
Harding.
We got 2.
Yeah, that's right. It's more than one. Skip pass here. Holy Name does not stand around with the ball. They are quick moving. You got to communicate on defense to stay in front of these lineups.
And you see how well, and pretty much being guard oriented, just as I was going to say, they protect the ball pretty well.
Our words carry power, Coach
Yeah,
Harper, as I've found
they do.
on here. Hudak got into the middle but was cut off. Nice job by the Green Wave not to foul. Garcia finds herself open again. That 3 no good, but a good recipe as Garcia has had quite a few open jump shots tonight.
Oh, absolutely.
Holy Name will head back the other way.
Now, another year or two, you won't be able to give her that 3-pointer.
I was going to say, that seems like the next natural evolution of her game. And so that is a scary proposition for the GLC. Henriksen coming the other way. She is fouled and couldn't get the layup to go.
She got fouled pretty hard there. That's good.
But good job by Holy Name to keep her out of it.
Absolutely. I think that's Henriksen's second steal there. She's been very, very pestering on the ball.
And I think when you talk about natural evolutions of games, that's something from Molly Hendrickson that we're seeing this year that is added to her game. She's much more confident defensively and getting in the passing lanes, creating those turnovers. That adds another element to Lakewood, where she was a fantastic scorer last year and this year, but when you have her digging in on the defensive end, it makes you very tough.
Yeah, well, she's a 3-year letter winner too, so she's been at this varsity game for a minute.
Becomes much more crafty in your 4th year.
Absolutely, become comfortable.
Molly Shersensky, number 32, the senior, into the game for Holy Name. That collision, nothing called underneath as Jackie Hudak is in for the Rangers now, as well as Brigid McKenna. Finally got the pronunciation on McKenna there. I was able to talk with her before the game. So
yeah, Brigid McKenna.
Slowly working on our holes here. Our games evolve on the Lakewood Sports Channel. We got to evolve.
That is true. We get better with practice.
That's right. As Springer got herself to the hole, but stolen away. Here comes Sydney Hampton. Look at McKenna sprinting the floor. Nice job by number 14 to get down, which created some space for Hampton, but her layup was no good. They're going to wrestle around onto the ground for the ball, and the jump ball will keep it. That will change hands, and that will go to Holy Name. Good atmosphere in the building tonight. Good crowd out here despite the weather.
I love to see Brigid McKenna coming off the bench and contribute right away.
Nice crossover there.
It really was.
And to get to the hole all the way. What a take by Izzy Rodriguez. The in and out crossover to get her around the timeline. And the move to get her in the paint and the tough finish. Nice pass by Hendrickson. Carroll puts it up. Carroll's putback is good, and her first attempt hit everything but the nylon and got her putback to go. Nice tenacity by number 11. Carroll gets out to close out on Stibley. That one off the side iron, and a nice job by Lakewood to limit Holy Name to one opportunity. 12-8 the Rangers lead with just 25 seconds remaining. Hudak, what a pass, quick and efficient across to McKenna. Nice shot. There's Carroll underneath, and her layup is good. That's 2 putbacks in a row for number 11, Ava Carroll, the junior. And, boy, she is providing some awesome minutes for the Rangers.
It is really an awesome thing to have kids come off the bench and be able to step right in and contribute.
Certainly a big element for the Rangers as they're able to limit Holy Name's last shot of the quarter. Jackie Hudak couldn't get one of a desperation heave up, but Lakewood commands a 14-8 lead over the Green Wave, and we saw a close first quarter, but Lakewood pulling away with turnovers a little bit. And, this is certainly the start that Lakewood wanted. 14 points will take it, but I think they're much more proud of the 8 points they gave up.
Absolutely. I was just talking about Ava Carroll a little bit. She's spent some time in the starting lineup as well too. So she's definitely a player that's comfortable out there, and just to watch the evolution of her game too is really nice.
I was talking to Coach Work before the game about rotations and the depth that they have this year as opposed to last year. And Carroll was a name that came up because you see her shooting a little bit more. You see her knowing where to throw the ball on offense, and that is just such a big help to the Ranger offense because, again, like you said, when it becomes a fist of 5 players working together and not so much individual, Ava Carroll's a big component of that equation.
Absolutely. And there's just no, there's just no underestimating how big of a jump that is from playing varsity at sophomore year and then playing at junior year once you've had that year under your belt.
And
it makes a world of difference.
And that can be said for not just Ava Carroll, but lots of players.
Exactly. Well, I was just saying anybody. Yeah, absolutely. But most of these guys who are sophomores that were playing major minutes last year. And so
right.
You're seeing the evolution of that this year.
And it has certainly paid off for the Rangers, who are in first place in that GLC East. There's Jackie Hudak, up and in.
Great move by Jackie Hudak. Kept it simple, couple dribbles, got a short range, mid-range jumper.
And it was kind of that unorthodox shot there. They weren't expecting her to go up with it right away, and obviously caught Holy Name by surprise. Henderson tried to tiptoe the tight wire there and wasn't able to stay in bounds.
I is telling them they better stop showing me the ball because I will take it.
Certainly, and she has no problem pushing it in transition as well.
Nope, not at all.
Off into the corner. Holy Name breaks down the defense, but nice job by Lakewood. Even though they got split down there, they were able to hold their position without fouling, and that's good, intelligent defense. Carroll calls for it. She dribbles into the middle. McKenna works it around, finds an open. Hendrickson for 3, no good, but great ball movement by the Rangers. Hendrickson underneath, and that putback is good, and it's been the story of second chances for the Rangers so far. I'm sure Coach Luthman will be talking to the Green Wave about that offensive rebound. And Lakewood limiting Holy Name again to 1 chance. They've been great on the boards tonight.
Izzy Rodriguez has a really nice handle there.
What a pass by Jackie Hudak to a cutting Sydney Hampton, and she was able to finish the layup there. And Lakewood in control early here, leading 20-8 with just a quarter gone and some change. And, Mike, that is the type of tempo that Lakewood wants. They already have 20 points, which is close to what they scored.
I was going to say. I mean, we talked a little bit about it on Saturday, right? I said I think that the team you saw play Normandy was more indicative of the real team versus the one, we saw at Holy Name. So I really do think that. They were extremely hot in that game against Normandy, so I don't know if, it's quite that. But, no, this team's come a long way. And like I said, they've got revenge on their mind tonight.
As Lakewood took care of Normandy on senior day to put them in pole position for the GLC East, and Holy Name losing to Valley Forge on Saturday, which puts Lakewood in a very good position as the GLC East conference will shape up with just a few games left. And then that GLC tournament, and boy, I'll tell you, Lakewood could do a couple different things to you, and one of them is putting Brigid McKenna on the ball and making it a nightmare for the ball handler.
I was just about to say, did you see how far out the defense was extended? And putting that kind of ball pressure on you is tough.
Jackie Hudak working it now. This one kicked off into the corner. No good. Springer tried it from the corner but couldn't get it to go as Hendrickson pulls up the loose ball and is able to retain possession. Sam Hudak pushing it the other way. A couple Rangers running with her. Good job by Holy Name to get back in transition. Bounce pass underneath to Hudak. McKenna will line up a jumper, no good, but a nice shot, and there's Hudak. Kicks it to Jackie, whose jumper is no good. And that's going to stay with Lakewood. And right on cue, as I was about to say, Sam Hudak, for being one of the shorter players in Lakewood's lineup, averaging 5.5 rebounds per game, and you see why. When you don't box her out, she's coming.
Right, all heart and hustle. She goes after everything.
And there she goes again, going after that
she
one.
She goes after everything.
They're going to say she went after it illegally a little too hard there, as a personal foul will be assessed to number 3, the junior.
She reminds me of that little baby kid, that kid that's like, mine, mine.
That's right.
Even when you have the ball, she thinks mine.
Yeah, she does not take her eyes off that orange ball. What a step through. Another nice move by the Holy Name Green Wave. They can really knife their way to the basket, and Izzy Rodriguez has had a couple tonight, Mike, that make you say, wow.
Yeah, that was a nice Euro step there. Izzy Rodriguez has impressed me. I was saying that a little bit earlier. She's impressed me with the way she's been able to handle the ball and get to the rim.
It's tough to get to the rim on this Rangers defense,
It really is.
especially off the dribble.
Right. You know, because Lakewood does a good job of bringing help.
And yeah, they communicate well, and you could tell that it's been an emphasis of the team this year as Carol, Henriksen, McKenna, Jackie, and Sam Hudak out there for the Rangers. Out there for Holy Name, it's Hurst, Stibley, number 14, Izzy Rodriguez, number 2, Maria Springer, and number 10 out there as well, Mary Lewis, calling for it there. Molly Pilgrim getting set back to check in, 9 points on senior day the other day, a great game, one of her best of the season. Rodriguez working it again, trying to get past Henriksen, spin move right into Ava Carroll, and they're going to say she wasn't straight up enough or got there a little too early.
I think
we'll have to check the ref report for that one.
I think that was a little lower body bump there, but man,
she did a nice
close.
job with the verticality.
Yeah, she was just a little bit out of position.
Refs watching the whole play.
Yep. But I like it though. We talked about that. You know, Lakewood's sending help.
Yes, right. And credit to Holy Name, they've split a couple tough double teams, and right there, you wouldn't expect that one to result in any trip to the free throw line. But nice job by Rodriguez. Really excited for that GLC tournament, Mike, because Lakewood, you know, has done a good job on this side, but lurking in the GLC West is quite the matchups for the Rangers. As we'll talk a little more in depth as the game goes on, but as tournament time approaches, Mike, it is really going to be interesting to see where Lakewood ends up.
Yeah, but you know, I think I've been a big proponent of the tournament because I think that, wow, you know, if you get to see a couple of those teams on the other side, and, you know, we know who we're talking about, right? The Rivers and the
yes,
Lyria
we do.
Catholics. But if you get a chance to see them, I mean, what better way to prepare for the big tournament, you know?
Absolutely. And those are some Division II teams there, some Division III teams that play like Division I. So
right.
even though Lakewood will be in a different tournament, like you said, it's a high-stake pressure environment, do or die, and you can't really replicate that feeling any other way.
Right. I mean, Lyria Catholic, I think Coach Rothgary had those girls down at States 2 out of 5 years or 2 out of 4 years or something like that.
Powerhouse there.
Yeah, so you're right. Those are really solid teams.
And it's a great the tournament. We talk about it all the time, how much we like that idea for the GLCE tournament. Really enjoy having the girls be able to participate in that on the boys' side as well. And like you said, nothing prepares you like tournament play, like some tournament play.
Absolutely.
So we'll be interested to see where Lakewood ends up.
Oh, look at that extended pressure out there. It is tough. It's hounding.
3 minutes left in this first half as Lakewood leads 20-9. They've done a nice job defensively and have gotten out in transition for a few layups as well so far. Lakewood hounding the green wave. As that one's stolen away by Hudak, and she'll push it the other way. Just tipped away there. As Hudak tried to get it back, she will pick up the foul, and Sam Hudak's got to be careful.
Well, that's the next evolution, I think. You know, she's going to be a senior next year, and I think, you know, when we make the mistake and turn it over, it's sometimes you can't go get everything. You know, you got to pick your spots.
As much as you might be frustrated after a play or
absolutely.
Want to do better, which you love that about Sam.
But I always like the fact if I had to tone a player down from aggression.
Absolutely.
Because it's hard to teach it.
It's hard to teach. Hey, go after that ball. That doesn't really work consistently. As that one underneath, no good. Nice take by Sam there. It was tipped out of bounds. And Molly Pilgrim will be the last to touch it, so the Greenway will have the ball as Jackie Hudak and Brigid McKenna will check back out. And Hampton and Henriksen check back in, so you got the Lakewood starting 5 out there.
It's good stuff. Hey, but Brigham McKenna and Jackie Hudak came in and gave them really solid minutes.
Very solid, and a solid defensive stand there. A 5-second call on the Green Wave will get the ball back to Lakewood under their own hoop. Nice job by Garcia there underneath. Couldn't get that one to go. Springer will come back the other way. Working at the screen on Stibley, and now Coach Luthman will implore the Green Wave to get moving. Into the nail it goes. Over onto the corner, it comes back to Springer. Holy Name looking for answers. Approaching 2 minutes remaining in the half. Nice take right there, and the layup is good from Mary Lewis. Shot fake and the bucket.
Yeah, it was the help was coming, and it just didn't quite commit.
Yeah, you saw them caught between two bad options there. As Hampton's layup underneath, no good. And pulled down by Lewis, and now Holy Name will look to go on a little bit of a scoring run as a block on Hudak, and that is a foul that she cannot afford right now. It will send Holy Name to the baseline for that baseline out of bounds.
What if that's 2 or 3 on her? Yeah, I think I heard.
Here comes Carroll, presumably for Hudak.
She's got 3 fouls on her.
And we're hearing a lot tonight in the stands of Lakewood High School. Hudak moving her feet. Nice job there to not foul. Henriksen to close out. That 3 no good from Kiki Schmack. Hudak working it around.
Lakewood's done a good job of keeping Schmack a little quiet here.
Garcia works it. Open for a second, thought better of it. That one over to Henriksen, who will break it down. Nice fake and move there by Henriksen. And the smooth finish from the senior. Stibley in the corner. That jump shot railed around, no good. Some commotion underneath, and this will be Holy Name ball underneath. As Hudak will check out, Carroll will check in.
All right.
22-11, the Rangers lead. Pilgrim closes out there. Nice closeout by the senior, and Garcia pulled down the rebound, and that's been the formula for the Rangers. Good closeouts and one chance only on the offensive end for the Green Wave has led Lakewood to an 11-point lead. That one's poked away. Couple players on the floor. Now a tie-up between Carroll and Stibley, and that will be Lakewood ball, baseline out of bounds.
So, you don't often get to see Carroll and Garcia on the floor together. So this will be interesting.
You know what? Coach Work talked about that in my conversation with her before the game as well. As Carroll gets that one. Open from the elbow, no good. Garcia tried to go for the rebound, and they're going to call foul on Garcia over the back. Sorry about the camera difficulties on the scoreboard. We're getting that figured out. Duct tape and a prayer.
Yeah, bear with us.
as our great fans on the Lakewood Sports Channel always do, and the Lakewood Sports Channel is brought to you by First Federal of Lakewood. First Federal of Lakewood is rooted in the communities they serve and have supported the personal and business banking needs of its customers since 1935. Visit ffl.net to learn more, and a big shout out to Mary Lewis for knocking down her first free throw so I can finish my live read for First Federal of Lakewood. Didn't know we were going to get that one in. 22-13, the Rangers lead, under a minute remaining now in the half. Lakewood doing a nice job on the defensive end, looking to get something going offensively.
Yeah, Mary Lewis is another one. Mary Lewis led Holy Name in scoring last time these two met.
Yep. They can certainly hurt you in different ways. Henriksen from the corner, and that one is good. Henriksen connects from deep, and that shot is well timed for the purple and gold, extending their lead to 12. Didn't hesitate on that, Mike, and she didn't see the first few go down, but that's what you love about Molly. She stuck with it there.
Shoot or shoot. That's what they say.
Certainly. 15 seconds remaining. Holy Name will look to go to the hoop. Stop. Pop. No good. Rimmed in and out for Springer. And Garcia pulls it down. She'll have to chuck it up. She elects to find Hampton instead. Hampton going to push. 2 seconds remaining. She throws it up. No good. Air ball. And we have a 12-point lead for the Lakewood Rangers at the half here. It was a good half there. It was a good defensive effort by the Rangers, and same with Holy Name. And as we approach halftime here with a 12-point lead, Mike, it'll be up to the Rangers to protect this lead and try to get out of here with a win.
Well, you know, listen, they did a really good job, I thought, in that second quarter. I mean, they held them to 5 points. I mean, defense is the name of the game, and I think they have been hounding and doing a very good job on the defensive end. They've got a lot of deflections, come up with a couple steals.
And only one chance for the most part for Holy Name on offense, which is huge as well.
I know that they got a few fouls in there, but I think, you know, for the most part, they did a great job.
Absolutely, and we'll bring you the action in the second half on the Lakewood Sports Channel. We'll be back in 9 minutes for the second half of Holy Name and Lakewood. Halftime here at Lakewood High School with the Rangers having a 12-point lead over the Green Wave as we get ready for the second half. Just want to give a big shout out to our sponsors, NewCastle Roofing. They are owned by LHS physics teacher Dave Hilly, and they specialize in residential roofing and repairs, gutters, siding, windows, doors, masonry, skylights, and commercial flat roofs. Call NewCastle for a free quote at 440-930-2399 and get your free quote today. That is NewCastle Roofing. Big supporter of the Lakewood Athletic Program is Mr. Dave Hilly. See him at games. Get to see him as a sponsor on the Lakewood Sports Channel, so we can't thank him enough for his support this year and in his first year sponsoring the channel. So we're really happy to have him along. And our second-year sponsor, Lakewood alumni owned by Harrington Moving, and that's owned by Dan Harrington. Around the corner or across country, you can count on Harrington Moving to get you there. They offer packing, unpacking, moving, and storage services, and they are proudly veteran-owned. Visit harringtonmoving.us to book your next move today. Big shout-out to Harrington Moving, their second year, for supporting us. Danny was at the boys' game a couple Fridays ago, so glad to see him in the building. And want to give a big shout-out to Journey Basketball Club as well. If you're interested in signing up for their Hooper Showcase on April 2nd and on June 4th, you're going to want to contact Joe Sagine or Journey Basketball Club at gmail.com to get signed up for that today. Should be a great time out there in Oberlin at the Splash Zone. Well, we got the second half here, Coach Mike Harper, and what are you looking for the Rangers to hold on to this lead here?
Well, hey, keep being aggressive. However, we've got Sam Hudak with 3 fouls, so we got to be careful in that one, and Garcia with 2. But other than that, I think we're doing pretty good. They're doing such a good job. I see that defense right there doing a really good job on the backdoor cut. Love the way it's being defended.
Hudak pulls it back the other way, and now here come the Rangers. Looking to get on the scoreboard in their first possession in the second half. It was a good scoring quarter and a good defensive quarter for the Rangers. And there's Hudak driving the left-handed finish. Nice job by Hudak. She had 3 fouls in the first half, limited her aggressiveness just a tiny bit, but you can't limit the Hudak aggressiveness for long.
Absolutely not.
Springer trying to work up the sideline against Hampton. She's cut off by Pilgrim and Hampton. They fall to the floor. And they're going to call a jump ball. That'll be Lakewood ball as she went to the baseline there, Coach Harper, and waiting for her was a Lakewood trap.
That was a great baseline cutoff. I kept in my head saying, get over top, get over top. Right. So that they could get that trap.
Well, when you draw off that trap or you practice it in practice, you make the practice player go there, right, because that's where the turnovers come from, certainly.
Absolutely.
Lakewood very decisive tonight, Coach. I think they're moving and they're shooting of the open shots. They're not second guessing anything tonight, as Molly Pilgrim doesn't have to second guess that one. She gets her floater to go off the backboard and in. That's 2 layups in a row for the Rangers.
Last 2 home games, she's put the ball in the hole, hasn't she?
Absolutely. Not usually part of her game. She does everything you want in a player, but now scoring-wise, she's helping out the team as well. 2 good box outs by Garcia and Pilgrim, but the only one they didn't have the chance to box out was Mary Lewis, and she gets the putback.
Heady move by Mary Lewis.
It was interesting because you saw like a nice wall of boxing out happening and then shooting right through the gap like a running back was Lewis there.
Sometimes our guards would fall asleep.
Well, they want to leak out the other way. That can be an issue as well sometimes.
Yep, absolutely.
It worked out very well for them against Normandy the other night. There's another offensive rebound and a block. Delaney Garcia.
Great block by Garcia.
Make sure you get your invite to the block party. Delaney Garcia with a rejection. And that was a stuff. Nice job there. But already, Coach Harper, we've seen 2 offensive rebounds by the Green Wave, something they didn't have the chance for in the first half.
Yeah. I like that. It was a nifty little move by Hudak. Just lost the ball there at the end.
Yes.
I like the aggression, though.
Lakewood with their starting 5 out there. Hudak, Pilgrim, Henriksen, Garcia, and Hampton. Out there for the Green Wave is their starting 5. Springer, Lewis, Hurst, Rodriguez, and Kiki Schmack. That shot no good. Nice rebound there. Nice job by Holy Name to contest that, but Hudak too strong. Pilgrim the other way. Her layup no good. Good contest by Springer. But Lakewood will retain possession. This has been a theme. Lakewood being able to get a few second chances and converting. Hendrickson drives to the rim. That help came late. A blocking foul and one. Molly Hendrickson with the put up and the chance for 3 points.
Yeah, that was a close one. I was hoping it was going to go her way. That was
a brave challenge by Molly Hurst there. Just got there a second late. That was so close.
Those things are oftentimes judgment calls too.
Absolutely. Might have to do something with the depth of her position under the rim too. That's a tough place to get a charge call when you're firmly planted under the rim there.
That is true.
No half circle like we see in the college ranks, but certainly something to keep an eye on. Yes, Hudak works there, but Springer turned the corner on Hudak, a tough defender, but an even shiftier move by Springer.
It was a nice move by Springer.
Averaging 6.2 points per game from St. Columkill. Springer with the nice take there. Nice rebound by number 14, Izzy Rodriguez. And the guard with 8.4 points per game will lead Holy Name the other way. Holy Name needs a couple stops and buckets in a row, and that one looked pretty good from here, but hit the back iron. Pilgrim now pushes it the other way. Nice job by Lewis to get in a defensive position and run with Pilgrim. Not an easy task. Hendrickson working in the corner. All over her is the Green Wave defense. Garcia's shot no good, and there was a collision underneath. They're going to swallow their whistles on this one as Hudak's able to bounce back up.
Yeah, it's fast and it's physical, right?
Pilgrim was able to defend the spin move there, but boy, has this been a physical game. You said it.
Another great move by Izzy Rodriguez. Just couldn't get it to go down.
Hampton calling out the play. Lakewood going to manufacture something here off a set. Hudak gets it here. Garcia going to go to the post. Can't find her on the block. Pilgrim works around. Now Hampton is isolated on the right side. Her layup from behind the backboard, no good. Garcia pulled it down. Coach Work imploring the referees for a call there, but nothing called. Lakewood hounding, however, in the corner, and a timeout by head coach Kim Luthman. And you don't get to 200 wins without knowing when to pull the trigger on those timeouts, and that one was a clear.
Well, I have to say that, of course, Delaney Garcia was in the right place at the right time. And I think she got fouled. I think she carried the girl up on her arm.
Sure.
On that one. Tough no call.
As Lakewood will regroup there. Yeah, Garcia got in a good position on that putback, but, you know, a credit to the officials, being consistent, letting this one play out a little bit. A little more physical than we've seen, but that's a test that Lakewood's going to have to be ready for. Like we said, that GLC tournament's coming up, and I can tell you who's going to be physical with you. It's Elyria Catholic, River Bay, and Westlake, just to name a few.
Just to name a few.
And that's something that Lakewood's going to have to be prepared for, because they do a good job of being physical with other teams and making that an emphasis of their game. But, you know, there comes a level of physicality you have to be ready for in the playoffs and tournament time.
Absolutely.
Nobody wants to go home early.
Nope, we see it in the NBA all the time. Come playoff time, it's a different. They ratchet up the intensity.
Absolutely. I'm just hoping my Cavs are ready for it.
They might be. I'm hoping too, Graves.
Well, it's been a year of the Lakewood basketball resurgence on the girls' side and then the Cavaliers' side. So this has been fun to watch and to call. Hudak was able to corral that pass. Nice job, however, by Mary Lewis to stop the Rangers' onslaught. And you saw Hudak make that catch there. Nice job by her to kind of jump stop there with that pass, because you often see that player try to keep running and that one go out of bounds more times than not. 2:56 remaining. We're so glad you're joining us on the Lakewood Sports Channel, presented by First Federal of Lakewood, NewCastle Roofing, Journey Basketball Club, and Harrington Moving. Working it underneath. Hendrickson couldn't get the layup to go. Ties it up, though, however, underneath. And they are going to call a foul on Molly Hendrickson, so this will put Holy Name under their own basket with a baseline out of bounds. Good aggressive play from the senior, but it was a little too aggressive, according to the officiating crew. And here we go, number 10. Lewis going to work it around. No good from deep. Hendrickson's going to shield that one out of bounds.
Smart play.
And it's been a good defensive effort so far by the Rangers as well. You can see everybody's locked in and focused. I've seen a number of players, calling out communications and making sure their teammates are held accountable. They came out of the locker room determined.
For sure.
Some of that had to be, I would imagine, Coach, you could put yourself back in the locker room, but some of that has to be, right? Hey, we were leading against this team at halftime on the 15th and ended up walking away with that from a loss. That's a motivating factor, for sure.
Yeah, I tried to make sure we didn't act like we had many games won at halftime.
You don't win many games at full time when you have that attitude, for sure.
Admittedly, as a coach, sometimes you win it at halftime and you're like, okay, it's a little better than I thought it would be, but you still don't want to give them the indication that it's over.
No. I've been in the locker room during, 4-goal leads or in the dugout up 10, and you act like they just you made the worst transgression you've ever seen when the next mistake happens to keep the soldiers in line. 32-17, Lakewood leads Holy Name here as first free throw up and no good from number 10, Mary Lewis out of St. Peter, North Ridgeville. Senior guard. Checking out for Holy Name is Maria Springer. Checking into the game is Emily Stibley. And for the Rangers, Sydney Hampton will have a seat, and Brigid McKenna will check in. As that one off the rim, but they're going to say the Green Wave touched it last. Ava Carroll did a nice job to shield that one, and it will be Molly Pilgrim coming out and Delaney Garcia coming in.
Keeping those bodies fresh. It's good stuff.
It's such a weapon we've seen for Lakewood this year because it's not easy to play the style that Coach Worker's asking and the rest of the coaching staff to have that much pressure. But Lakewood is able to do it with the subs they bring off the bench and the focus of the starters as Molly Henriksen's floater game is on point tonight as she has knocked down her fair share.
She's feeling it.
She has more points in the paint from beyond the arc. That is a rarity for the three-point record holder at Lakewood High School. But a welcome sight. Coach Work will certainly take it. Look at McKenna get into the dribble there and poke that one away. Jackie Hudak coming back the other way. Henriksen broke out in front. And her layup is good. And Molly Henriksen scoring from the paint tonight.
She's feeling
doing it all. But, boy, that was such a smart play from McKenna. Look at her get her hands in that passing lane. The one thing about McKenna, she's got long arms, and it doesn't take much for her to get in the way of the crossover you have planned.
Long arms and sticky fingers, man.
And timing. The timing is impeccable because you see, there's the ball. I'm going to go reach for the ball. But she says, no, I know when that she's going to go right to left or right or et cetera. And, boy, It's been so fun to watch her provide some very valuable minutes for the Rangers.
And, a lot of times if players are, they reach a lot.
Sure.
They get blown by.
When you have those long arms.
And if you're watching her feet, she's keeping her person in front of her.
Very impressive. Jackie Hudak matched up here at the top of the key. Holy Name will try to manufacture something here from the elbow. This skip pass over to Springer, the pass a little bit off the mark, and she'll have to reset. Rodriguez working it from the top of the key now. Holy Name looking for answers. Time is not on their side, trailing by 19. They're going to have to find some answers. And there's McKenna in the passing lane again. Diving on the floor is Springer. And McKenna and Springer tied up on that one. It will stay with Holy Name. But, boy, is that a tough task getting the ball to the person McKenna is defending.
It is instant defense off the bench, and it's beautiful to see.
Rolling off that pick there. Nice take underneath, but no good. Holy Name has been so close on a few of these tonight, just can't get them to go.
Well, that's another
It was a good spin
move
by Rodriguez. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, another great move by Izzy Rodriguez. I mean, she has really good footwork and a really good spin drop step.
Yes.
She just can't get it to go.
Something about these Lakewood. I think they tighten them up before the game here to give Holy Name a taste of their own medicine. As Carroll pulls that one down. It was a great defensive game on the 15th between Holy Name and Lakewood.
Tightening of the rims, you couldn't tell Molly Henriksen.
No, certainly not. She knows the angles. She practices. As a jump ball will be called and given to the Rangers underneath.
What's been really impressive about Holy Name is that we watched the same team play last year, and that's back when they had Becky Steyer, who was their
Very impressive. That game, Steyer won it for them on a buzzer beater, if I'm not mistaken. That was a classic.
But, you know, the ball always kind of went through her. And,
sure.
You know, but you now that she's gone, and, you know, she went over to Ursuline College over Division II over in Pepper Pike. And now you see, I think, a more balanced attack effort from Holy Name, which is impressive.
And credit to Lakewood, it's tough to prepare for a team like that.
Sure.
And know where the scoring's going to come from on a night like that.
It really is. It really is. And, you know, it's right. I mean, if you have a player like Steyer was, you know, that you're going to feature and run a lot of things through her. So that's not, you know, abnormal. It's just, you know, can the kids after her figure out how to play without her?
Right.
And
it might take a year or so because if you think about that same progression, you know, Lakewood had a lot of young players last year playing as sophomores, and you see it's paid off wonderfully for them this year. But that senior class that was there for the Rangers when this class was freshmen and so on, there weren't a lot of minutes for some folks, you know, because of the lineups you were able to put out in your last year here.
Yeah.
And you had a lot of experience that you were counting on. So it'll all come back for the Green Wave in a good way, even if this year you got to kind of find your way a little bit.
I think they've done a good job. I mean, they've got a couple seniors in the lineup that do well, but the core of what they do.
Yeah, their two leading scorers come back next year, Schmack and Rodriguez.
Exactly.
Yep. Working it around there, just can't get it to get in. Boy, if you got points for how many times that ball went around the cylinder, Holy Name would be doing just fine. McKenna going to slash into the middle, looking for an option here. Carroll posting up, calling for it. Lakewood will think better. Carroll going to work it from the nail. She'll drive in. Her layup no good, and Holy Name, nice defensive effort and rebounding there.
It really was good help side defense.
Fourth quarter time here, 36-17. Lakewood leads as a shot from Kiki Schmack, shooting 41% from the field. You had to figure, Coach Harper, it was about time she got going.
So we see a little pressure from Holy Name now, and they get a turnover.
36-19, you're definitely going to have to speed up the pace if you're going to have a chance at the end here. That three-pointer no good, but Schmack followed her own shot there, but it was Henriksen that got Lakewood out of trouble. Here comes Henriksen the other way, coming up on 6 minutes remaining. Down low to Carroll. Carroll works it, fakes it. Henriksen fine to just use this clock, use it to their advantage. Hudak now works it around. That pass, dangerous, into the path of a sprinting Schmack. McKenna from the free throw line, no good, and Holy Name, that's 2 stops in a row now, and they will look to get something working.
Yeah, well, you know, you see
Schmack all alone. She's going to think about it.
Yeah, that was a good recovery by Henderson there.
That layup no good, but tipped over. Oh, as number 20, Molly Hurst in the right place at the right time, averaging 4.7 rebounds per game from St. Charles Barmeo. I haven't heard of that one. But as she goes to the free throw line, nice job. Stick with it.
Yeah, me either, man. St. Charles Barromeo. Yeah,
must be.
Barromeo.
Must have a great CYO program, as a lot of these Holy Name players very skilled, very adept at handling the ball, knowing where to be on offense.
For sure. I was going to say the one thing that we don't want to see is Kiki Schmack get going, right?
Well, you know, when
Maybe
doing the scouting for that, looking at the stats, shooting 42% from three, and it's not like she's taken less than 10. She
right.
likes to hit it. I mean, and that credit to Lakewood for limiting her, because her shooting prowess is well known. Schmack has it here, and that's another turnover for the Rangers in the fourth quarter. And Coach Harper, don't look now, but I believe Coach Work is having flashes back to a few Saturdays ago with the inability to score for the Rangers, as Garcia, what a tough rebound by the sophomore
really
there, as 3 seniors get ready to check back in. Hampton, Hudak, and Pilgrim getting ready to check it back in. Coach Work, however, will take a timeout and want to make sure the fourth quarter game plan is well understood. And, hey, we want to give a big shout-out to First Federal of Lakewood. They are a proud sponsor of Lakewood High School, and they are rooted in all the communities they serve. They have supported the personal and business banking needs of their customers since 1935. Visit ffl.net to learn more. As Lakewood will come out of the time here.
Yeah, I think it's going to be key now that Holy Name's putting full court pressure on to get Sydney Hampton back in the game. I think she makes that difference of calming the troops when chaos ensues.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I think they got the starting lineup back in. So yeah, we'll see.
Yes, Coach Work wanting to have this group take it home, and as Pilgrim, the seniors out there, Henriksen's out there, the senior, and then Hampton, Hudak juniors, and then Garcia, the sophomore. Garcia stops and pops, and boy, was that a tough shot and a good shot for the sophomore. Much needed for the Rangers offense.
What a turnaround. Did you see the follow-through? Man.
That was tough.
That's good stuff.
Nice job by Garcia. Working now on the perimeter.
And she regained her balance. She almost fell.
Right.
Gathered herself and put the ball in the hole. That was fantastic.
Nice job by the sophomore. Has come up big a number of times in this game. She pulled down a tough defensive rebound on the last possession as well. Holy Name likes to work that play from one baseline to the other. Schmack got inside, couldn't get the shot to go, as they like to run her off some screens and try to get the 42% three-point shooter going. Henriksen to the corner. Pilgrim for the shot, no good, as Holy Name will now break out the other way. Holy Name done a nice job in this fourth quarter, limiting Lakewood to just one chance. Nice take underneath. Number 14, Izzy Rodriguez, was able to get to the rim. Layup no good, but she'll go to the line to shoot a pair. Under 5 minutes remaining here.
I've been so impressed with her. She's got this little shifty stutter step that's just nasty. And if you're a defender and you're running back as hard as you can, and you see her shift,
right,
and getting ready to change, even if she doesn't change,
it's honestly one of it's one of the, in my opinion, it's one of the best transition moves you can have. And you think about guys like Chris Paul and Rajon Rondo who have trademarked that over the years, but it's you don't need the flashy 6 dribbles. It's sometimes your speed that will throw a defender off more and just put them in an inopportune position to defend you. And when you have that start and stop, you have that in and out, it is deadly.
I tell you, Grant, I think it's even more deadly for players who aren't as fast. If you got a defender on you, you're not as fast with the ball. If you'll take time to pause and stutter,
right,
you can get your defender off balance. My son is one of them, who I don't think is the speediest guy.
No, but he certainly can. Yes.
Yeah, but we talk about that stutter step all the time, and if he's willing to do that, he can
absolutely.
He can shake defenders.
Absolutely. Lakewood has done a nice job of that tonight, getting into the paint for a few, as Garcia was fighting inside the paint. It was 2-on-1. She said, "Bring him at me, bring him at me."
Little Maria Springer in there, mixing it up.
It's tough to battle with number 12 down low, but she did a nice job to contest that one.
She did.
Nice job by Garcia there, up and in. She got knocked over there, no call. And Holy Name will push it the other way. Nice block by Henriksen on the other end. And here comes Lakewood, out and running. Hudak trying to find the handle. She goes baseline, and a charge on Sam Hudak.
Good play by Maria Springer to get back on that one.
Very savvy, very savvy. To see Hudak was a little bit out of control. Believe that is the 4th foul for Sam Hudak. I don't believe that's her 5th. That is her 5th.
That was her 5th.
That is her 5th. We got that information right from the source too. So
yeah. See, I didn't think she fouled out either. I thought that might have been 4. We must have missed one, but. Yeah, and by right, you have time to substitute, so I don't know why the refs didn't catch that.
And, Hudak comes out, and she certainly sets the tone defensively with her energy, but in comes Brigid McKenna, who is tracing the ball, moving her feet, doing everything she can to disrupt the ball handler, and she is certainly not a picnic if you are going against her either.
I wouldn't want her guarding me.
I'd pass that one off. Nice fake by Springer. She gets into the lane. That one no good. On the ground. Garcia. They're going to call a foul, I believe, because there was no tie-up of the basketball, and they're going to call a jump ball.
Imagine that. Springer, little number 2 down in the mix. I like her a lot, man.
Yeah.
She
you
is
can tell
funky.
she's trying everything she can to get them back into this one.
Yeah, she is. But that's what seniors should do.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Got to lead by example as Pilgrim knocks that one away, and here she comes the other way. Holy Name doing a good job to get back a 3-on-2. Henriksen pulls from deep, and that one is good. And, oh, boy, talk about a backbreaker from your record breaker. What a shot, and that was a confident step into it, no hesitation.
Fearless.
Garcia couldn't keep her verticality. There you saw the left arm just go down for a split second. That'll get you from time to time. As we talked about it, Mike, these two coaches going against each other and know each other very well. Played at BW together, coached there for a time. It's good.
I think they were roommates for a minute together. Yeah. They go way back.
I don't know if there's a water boy situation with one's plays being in the green notebook there or anything, but it's good to see, and that's what this is all about. Not only obviously for the athletes to make those relationships. So as a coach, you get to coach against somebody you've known for a long time. I'm sure in your time as a head coach that you've had that a time or two with some of your close friends. It's just something that, you really appreciate and you really cherish those things for sure.
One of my good friends, I always told her we were the real Rangers over at North Ridgeville. Amy asked her, I'm like, hey, we're the real Rangers.
That's right.
It was kind of funny because the first 5 years of us coaching against, she couldn't get a win against me. And she's just like, hate it. But by the time I was heading out, she was she was winning that battle. I was struggling to get a win against her.
She learned from it, certainly. It's always fun to see those matchups that have a little more flavor to them, just like this one tonight between Holy Name and the Lakewood Rangers. Well, hey, if you're in the market for some home improvement, you're going to want to give our friends over at NewCastle Roofing and Remodeling a call. They are owned by LHS physics teacher Dave Hilly, and they specialize in residential roofing and repairs, gutters, siding, windows, doors, masonry, skylights, and commercial flat roofs. Call NewCastle for a free quote at 440-930-2399. And with some of the weather out there, I'm sure some people come around springtime will say, hey, that's new, that nick's new, or that panel's missing. And if you do happen to meet that unfortunate reality in the springtime, go ahead and give our friends at NewCastle Roofing a call and get that roof fixed.
Shout out to Mr. Hilly.
Absolutely, hardest working man in showbiz.
Hopefully I see him on the golf course this summer.
Oh yeah, and in the right spots.
Well,
I see people say
I won't be.
I didn't see you out there on the golf course. Well, I was there.
Yeah.
I couldn't see my card. It was by the fur over there.
Deep in the woods.
Deep in the woods. Nice block there by Ava Carroll. Good defense there, but they're going to say McKenna fouled Springer. Springer has been in on most possessions for the Green Wave. 41-24, and boy, Mike, it's a 17-point game, but it doesn't have that feel to it, does it? It's interesting that, because I think what it is Holy Name has gotten to good spots, has put up some good shots from deep. It's just the inverse tonight. They just can't get anything to drop.
I think it's a story of the ball not falling for them.
Yep.
But you know what? That's a mark of a well-coached team. Holy Name's out here. They're down 15 or whatever, 16, but they're out here playing hard.
Yeah, Maria Springer's bouncing around
there's
there.
There's no quit in it, but Coach Luthman, she's been around a long time, and so
absolutely,
I know she knows how to motivate.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, Henriksen's going to work against Springer, who's providing some excellent on-ball defense. Nice job by Molly to get across the timeline, and now it's into those sturdy hands of Hampton. Nice screen by Carroll there, and McKenna thought Henriksen was going right. Henriksen went left, and that ball made its way into the stands.
Well, that's the read and react, right? McKenna, who probably doesn't have the ball in her hand as much, and we probably haven't seen her play this much too.
Right.
She's got to get used to those types of things. And Molly read that her player went across the line, and she was going to cut back door on that one. And so, but they'll get used to that communication.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's just like you said, you got to get the minutes together.
Yep.
Into the corner it goes, but Pilgrim there waiting. Inside it goes. Carroll doing a good job against Hurst. Hurst bounce pass. Nice job to knock it in. Molly Straczynski from St. Ambrose, the senior, knocks down the jumper. Tried to get the steal back for Holy Name, but McKenna did a nice job to hold that one up. Just a minute 53 remaining with Lakewood leading by 13 now. And here comes Holy Name. a chance to get it even closer. That layup no good. Underneath, foul, and she will shoot a pair. Izzy Rodriguez doing a nice job to follow the shot.
I see Coach Work is emptying the bench here. We'll see.
Absolutely. We got McCullough there, Zarbo, Doran, Henriksen. She turns.
All right.
She's like, let Coach Graves up there list you all and then go back to the bench there. I see how it
Well, I saw her, and the way she was looking at she made that decision about 4 points ago.
A couple turnovers ago.
Now, now it's a 12-point game, and we got to be careful here because they're coming.
Here comes the press from Holy Name.
Got to secure the win,
press.
right?
Yes, absolutely, especially in a GLC matchup. Hampton works it now. She dribbles to the sideline, but no trap came. Straczynski had a chance, but she turned away.
I think it was a matter of Straczynski. If she was probably playing more, she would have known that was her trap.
Minute 30 here, and just a 12-point lead for the Rangers. Henriksen just happy to hold it out here. Springer going to work against her. Carroll going to work now. Carroll working around the perimeter, and Lakewood happy to weave this one out. Henriksen going to work out here, and they're fine.
Yep.
Hampton again working, but close to that sideline in a dangerous area. McKenna now has it. McKenna working against the green wave, and Lakewood has almost taken a full minute off the clock here, Coach Harper. Springer going to get up in Hampton's face, and she is going to foul Sydney Hampton and send. Excuse me, this might take a minute, as that's only the second foul on the green wave.
I was wondering if they were going to start fouling here.
And almost the decision gets sped up because you have such few fouls on you.
Right. So you
Pilgrim could have popped out there.
What would have been a minute? It's hey, it's about a minute and a half or 2 minutes now because we got to get into the bonus.
Well, now just 30 seconds remain, and we'll see if Holy Name elects to foul. McKenna works around, and it does not look like they're going to. 30 seconds remaining now. Hampton working it. Lewis all over her. Springer all over Hampton again. Carroll working it. And Hampton saying, hey, we got homework to do. Henriksen with it now, and with under 20 seconds remaining, this one's going to be firmly in the hands of the Rangers as they will stay in first place in the GLC East. And with just 10 seconds remaining, it was a good effort defensively by the Rangers. 41 points was enough to get them the W, and a good job by the Purple and Gold tonight at the corner of Bunsen Franklin on a cold evening. Lakewood brings home a sorely needed win as they revenge their loss against Holy Name from earlier in the year. A credit to the Green Wave. They played hard until the last whistle, and Coach Work and company will get out of here firmly in first place in the GLC East. And come tournament time, it'll be fun to see where these two teams end up in the bracket. I got a feeling we're going to see some good games as Lakewood will be happy to take this one. Coach Harper, Grant Graves on the call tonight, and we had Luke Burke behind the camera as well. He did a great job for us. Thanks for filling in tonight, Luke. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much, as it's a team effort around here in the halls of Lakewood High School. Great job by Lakewood, and they will be back in action against North Royalton